Hello everyone and welcome back to a new race in the PS4 Euro Series Tire 2. Today we are here at Belgium or Spa. I am R13, or some people may know me as YWR Pariah. I'm not here alone, I have my co-commentator here.
Hello, Bjartmar Nedal, known as YWR Bjartmar, and today we are here at Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium.
Of course I'm gonna try to get up the stream on PC so I can see the comments, and we can bring up a news for those who watched the last race on Hungary, that there have been some changes after some penalties got removed. So that moves Sancho up to P1 after getting his 5-second time penalty removed, taking away iQuick's victory. But today we are not going to focus on Hungary. We're going here to Spa, and it looks like it's very overcast. Do you think we'll see some rain?
Let's hope so for the drivers, but if we see some rain, it could be really exciting for us commentators and viewers, because rain up Eau Rouge is never good.
Yeah, and of course we are very new here. This is our second stream together here in Spec, so we know a few of the drivers, how they drive, and some of the Norwegian here we also know, but we're starting to know who is very fast and who's in the middle section, who is in the back, and so it's like easier for us to guess our way to the poles and podiums. I saw one car going, it's
I think it's Kviti.
Yeah, Kviti is already out there on his outlap in his racing point. This is I think this is a very special track. Of course it always needs, if this track gets removed for Formula 1, I don't know anymore, because this is a track that has to be here. What do you think about the track?
It's one of the most iconic tracks in Formula 1, right there with Monaco, Silverstone and Monza. It's the longest track on the calendar, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it is on 7 kilometers.
Yeah, and here it's also important to keep control of the car, especially up Eau Rouge and Radinlaw, and down the Camel Straight. Lots of overtaking opportunities, and yeah, I'm really excited for today's race, to be quite honest.
Yeah, of course, it's as I said, there's very many overtake opportunities here, especially on Camel Straight, or you can also do it if you get a good exit out of turn 1, you can actually take him before Radion, or maybe side by side. Not the smartest thing, but it could be very exciting for us commentators to see that.
Yes.
We also got the standings now updated, and we have the driver right now leading in this Tire 2 is Martin Bell with 139 points, Sancho right behind with 13 points, and Barlow behind there again with 11 points behind Sancho. So
looks like we're in for a real classic here to the end of the season.
Oh, and we get some inside info here from one of the drivers. Rain in the end of the race. That could be exciting.
No, I had an experience with rain at the end of the race when I drove here in another league. And me and my teammate, we were leading 1-2 right to the end. And when all the other drivers get over to Inters, we were still in the dry tires, and that didn't end very well. And we finished 6th and P9, I think. So let's hope some of the drivers avoid that today.
Yeah. Of course, we can see that Kviti is here on his soft lap. He's going into he's in the second sector now, going into turn 11, or heading to turn 11 now. Down on this very fast downhill straight with fast left corners. You gotta be careful on the inside curbs. Those are also something on this track, that there are not many curbs you can ride. You got to be very careful with them. If not, you're gonna turn around, spin around.
Yeah, especially in the second sector at the end there.
Yeah.
You need to be careful with those.
I think another overtake opportunity is where Kviti is coming out now on this very high speed how can I say it, straight.
High speed straight.
Yeah, but still with two corners going into the bus stop chicane, you can actually go in the inside dive. If you're brave enough to do that, it's risky, but it can work. But let's see what Queety comes into now on his soft tires.
He has had 2 purple sectors, so what will the time be? 1:44.9.
What do you think we'll see as pole position here today?
I am expecting times around 1:43, or maybe 1:43.5, or even better. So I think not that is pole as Tango goes up to 1:44.1. New fastest lap. We now see a Ferrari coming to the line. I think that's Ante Varlo, but it's an invalid lap.
There's Sancho. He's starting his lap.
Now, and there is the McLaren. I think that's Martin Bell, the championship leader. What will his time be? It'll be a 1:43.6. That's a really good time, I think.
Yeah, I think that maybe pole will be maybe close to 43.5, maybe.
Yeah, I think so too, actually.
You can see Lewis then crossing the line into 1:43.5 after I just said it.
Yeah, that is also a really good time. We're seeing lots of strong times for the drivers so far. So it looks like it will be a exciting qualifying. As Sam G goes up to 1:45.2. And then it's a Williams, I think that's Vita, yeah. 1:44.6.
Next one is Baboon J. Now he's going into the pits. He misses. He had lost some wing. Now we got Deadly Flu. He's on an invalid. Then we got Kinkiski on his out lap. I think we can watch.
was in lap, I think.
We should watch with the Prime Wilster maybe. I know that he's on a hot lap here, or it looks like it's.
Yeah.
He's on the medium tires.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah.
I see that SST Ban is on the hards in Renault.
I think that maybe could be a just installation lap or first hot lap, because the strategy here is soft medium or medium soft. But of course you gotta be careful with the tires. If you wear them too much out in radio, you will have some very big problems. And of course, please don't get triggered if I said the name wrong, because I know I can't say it.
We see Sancho is going up to P2, I think, on his second hot lap on those soft tires, so he's really having pace on those.
Yeah.
But now we see a Renault coming up to the line. I think that's SST Ban on his hard compound of tires. What will his time be? Goes through the bus stop chicane and into the start finish straight. And he crosses the line 1:45.6.
Next one, a hot lap is Kinkiski, but he got invalid. Then we get over Hades gonna start his hot lap. There comes Vitar. Is he gonna go in? Yeah, he is. And I think we can look at on Hades maybe starting his off lap now. So yeah, about the strategy, I think that I've gotten some inside info earlier today of how the tires is, and the soft tires could go to lap 7, 8, 9, maximum 10, but then it will be really hard where Hades is right now, and the tires will have a lot of wear on them. Yeah, it's gonna be so slippery out there. Then you can go to the medium, of course, and I think those will maybe last for 12 to 15 laps, or maybe 15, because that will make sense if you go 7 laps on soft, because it's 22 laps here today.
Ooh, that's another from Hades. He had a purple first sector, but then it's an invalid lap for the Williams driver. So he will probably go straight back into the pits. And the next driver is, as he has his T-Ban, but he's probably on his way into the pits. Yellow flag in sector 1, who is that? I think it was probably someone who let someone else through.
Probably. I see that some drivers are on the out laps now. Getting ready to set their laps, because we see that there are still 6 drivers who haven't set the time yet.
You see TTG D Warren? He has changed his name from last week.
Yeah.
So That is something to notice.
And of course, especially for me, I gotta. Sorry if I'm very tired today, but me and Bjartmar, we had a long evening last night commentating in TNRL because we had a big delay on 45 minutes, so we could be some tired today. Oh, and there goes
Oh!
Kiski into the wall and loses his wheel and is out of the qualifying.
I think
No,
that's Warren.
Warren, I said Warren. But yeah, he's then out of the qualifying and we'll start from the back of the grid.
Yeah. That's unlucky for the Mercedes driver, but he showed some real pace last week. And I think he will be able to make up the lost ground.
Yeah.
It's not the worst track to start last on, to be honest.
Of course, you just gotta take it careful in the start because there are probably gonna be some cars crashing out in radio there. I don't know. I turned the volume up on my phone and span. Does Warren write in the comments? Yeah, well, never text and drive, they say.
Yeah.
Brunjay, he's getting an invalid. I quick though. He's on a half lap and hasn't set the time yet. Oh,
Yeah,
and he misses the corner there. Then we got Deadly Flew into turn 1 now. And we got some other fight, not only the driver championship, but the constructor too. There are only 5 points between McLaren and Ferrari right now. We also got the fight currently for 4th in constructor between Mercedes and Racing Point. Only 2 points between them.
Yeah. McLaren has had the best start so far, with Martin Bell in P3, but he doesn't have a teammate today.
Yeah,
But
he's driving
Ferrari
alone
have 2
today.
drivers. So that will be advantage Ferrari. Ferrari, of course, won the race here in real life with Charles Leclerc. So, could we see some of the same today from some Sergio Antavarlo?
Yeah, I remember that Subsacha, he has what it needs to be up in the top and fight about the victory. So that he almost got the chance last week in Hungary. So I think Subsacha is a driver we can look after today.
You see Martin Bell is a bit up on his time into the last sector.
After that we can go to Deadly Flu if you got purple middle sector.
Oh, yeah. That's a good shout.
And Martin Bell goes up to P2 with a 143.5, right behind Luis. But what about Deadly Flu going to P4 on a 143.9? Next driver is Hades, I think, or is it Vitad? No, it is Hades. But Vitad, no, he is not on a hot lap. Then I quick has gone into the wall, and I just missed it by some drivers. I think Babuja is too far behind.
You can see Martin Bell's cam in his canteen. Or does it despawn? Oh, he's in a wall there.
Oh, and just as we switch over to Sancho to see if he can get a faster lap, but then he spins and crashes while and loses some of his front wing.
Well, that's unlucky for a racing point driver, but he still has time for another.
Yeah, but right behind is Tanguo on a purple middle sector. Is he going for the fastest lap maybe, or is he too far behind? He has to get a lot on the last corner here if you want the pole position.
Yeah, he has shown some good pace. They're in the qualifying at P6 right now. He breaks into the bus stop chicane, is too aggressive on the curb, and has to go to the pits with an invalid lap. I think it's Torosso. It's Marcus. IWR Marcus. He's on an in
Okay.
Or out lap. Then it's a McLaren. I think that's Martin Bell on its way into the pits. Deadly Flew also on its way into the pits.
Go to Hades. No, he's on an invalid. Kviti on an out lap. Next one is a Mercedes. Then Kikiski is he on a hot lap? No, he's behind his time. Then we got Prime Vilsu.
He's on a hot lap, I think.
Yeah, it looks like he's on. Yeah, he's actually half a second up on his time.
Oh, this could be good.
Just
Here
have to
they
take
go up to
the best
P7.
stop chicane very good and hit it good there, and then he could get higher up when qualifying.
Yeah. Another curve we haven't spoken so much about is the curve in the last sector, on the inside on that corner.
Yeah.
That is also really dangerous. As Wilson goes up to P7. 5 thousandths behind Tango. Damn, that's close.
I think the drivers are going out, getting ready for the last top lap right now. SST went on an out lap. Then we got Retard on an out lap.
I think it's Marcus who's the only one on a hot lap right now.
No, I think it was he's behind the time, 1.5 seconds behind. So
Okay.
maybe he's going in to set on some soft speed and take a last chance or a last out lap if he has enough time.
You could follow Kviti though, he's a 10th up on his time. Racing point.
Just hope the cars in front move themselves.
Yeah. They're not in the way yet, but they will be.
Too far out to get an invalid.
It's really easy to get an invalid there. I've experienced that countless times myself. As Marcus retires from the session, that's up our Rouge, I think. No, he's in the pits.
He's in the pit. He's done then. Qualifying on the medium still, but he's outside of top 2, so he can choose another strategy if he wants to.
I think then the mediums will be better to start on.
Yeah,
could be.
But who's the next driver we can watch?
I think the first driver is gonna set a hot lap now is yeah, who is that?
Prime
I think it's Vitan. Prime is on the in lap, I think.
No, he's going to pit. Vita just started his lap, had us on an out lap, and then there's a Ferrari, that's Anto Valla on an out lap. Then we get yeah, I think most of the drivers are on out lap. Or Sancho maybe? It's just started. So then we can keep on Vita.
He's a bit up on his time in the first sector. Very, very safe on the 2 curves there. So you have an optimal line, you need to attack them. But safe line also works pretty well.
Yeah. So, but back to another thing is the rain in the end. It could get here earlier than expected or later than expected, and that could do something with their strategy. Or if it comes very late and it's on light rain, maybe they stay out, or maybe do they pit?
Yeah, that's a difficult dilemma. But yeah, Belgium is definitely a place for safety cars. Up our Rouge and in the third sector, easy to retire on the track here. So I think we will see a lot of safety cars. As the Renault goes off the track, I think that SST van.
Yeah. But Vitard, 4th fence upon his time, going onto the straight now. What will his time be? It's a 1:44.1 going up into 6th. Then it is Kviti.
That is on Imla.
Oh,
no,
he gets
time
almost 7 tenths faster. Then Babu and Jay going up to P6 on 1:44.0. Then we got Sancho. He's behind his time. Or he's starting one.
Now.
He's starting a new one.
Antavarlo comes in his Ferrari, and then it's Alfa Romeo.
Ban restarts from the pit, and Antavarlo goes up to P3 on a 43.5, and it's between top 3. It isn't much between them.
No, definitely not. As Lewis comes into the last sector, he has this purple second sector. In overtake mode to optimize the speed of the car. Into the bus stop chicane. Goes aggressive on the first curve, very good lines through there. What will the time be across the finishing line? It'll be a 1:43.2.
That's a
That's a
good
good
time.
time from the
But then we
Alfa
got
Romeo
Martin
driver.
Bell now. Not so much upon this time. I don't think it's enough to get a pole.
Maybe not. It'll cost a line 143.4. It's not enough. Did
Then it
BMJ get a
is
5-place grid
Hades.
penalty?
Hades now. Doesn't have a time yet. What will it be? He goes in P6 or 143.8. Next driver is a Mercedes at Kinkiski. He's an invalid. Then we got Vitad, I think.
He's
Yeah.
on an in-lap. He set the whole
Yeah.
lap
He's.
earlier. We can follow Sanchovic as he goes past him into the last sector. He's on all soft tires, but he has the pace. What can his time be? Into the best lap he can, down into second gear. And it's too aggressive over the curb. It's an invalid lap for a Racing Point driver. I think then we're finished with the qualifying session.
Yeah. There's then more. Yeah. Then we got Baboon J. No, he is not an half lap. So then here we got a qualifying result. Lewis takes pole position with a 143.2. 2 tenths behind is Martin Bell with a 143.4. Then Antovallo in a 143.5. Then we got fourth is Sancho, fifth is Kinkiski. Then we got Hades in 6th, Deadly Flu in 7th, Baboon J in 8th, Vitad in 9th. On 10th we got Tanguo. On 11th we got Prime Vilsu. Number 12 we got Kviti. On 13th Samsaji. Then we got Marcus SST ban. T2B iQuicks, no T2B iQuicks, and then T2G D Warren, who didn't get to set the time.
No. Baboon J actually got a 5-place grid penalty on the end of the qualifying there, so he will be starting P13 behind Samsaji.
Yeah.
So Vital starting P8 then. Prime Wilson will be the first driver to start with a free choice of tires. What tires do you reckon you pick? Softs or hards or mediums?
Yeah, I think that of course the stretch is soft medium, but if you crash out in the start on the soft tires, then I would go into the hards to the finish line. But of course, it is the rain though. We don't know how bad it is, if it's light or heavy. So that could change the strategy.
Yeah.
See that Marcus, Steven and iQuicks are the only drivers who didn't go on qualifying on the soft tires. And if you start on medium or hards and crash in some of the first laps, then like what do you do then? Because then you're gonna wish, or you will lose some time.
Yeah, you're pretty screwed then. But the top 4 in the qualifying here, they are 4 of the 5 first drivers in the championship. And the only of the top 5 who isn't top 4 here is the one that is not starting. So we see the top guys deliver time after time after time.
Yeah.
So really great racing from them.
And here we are, very overcast in Spa. And of course, me and Bjartmar, we are finished with TNRL commentating together, but we're still gonna stay here in race spec and commentate together, and we keep on our tradition, we can say. We're taking on the formation lap, taking every corner and name of the track. So I've got a map here of the track, so I'm gonna take you through this track, or this beautiful track today. I'm not a real fan of it, but still, it's a very beautiful track, and I'm really excited to see the drivers drive here today.
We see that a driver has joined after qualifying session.
Yeah, it's
URL
Felipe.
Felipe. So yeah, he is also a free choice of tires and will start P18 after the qualifying. But take us through the lap, Oliver.
Yeah, we got Lewis on pole position here, going into the or against turn 1 now. The name is La Source. I don't know how to say it, but yeah, La Source. Then onto the next little straight here with actually a corner here, turn 2 now, off to Radion Urusho. No, don't get triggered, but yeah, that's turn 3, 4, and 5. Very tricky corner, gotta be very careful there, not cut too much or not spin around. Then into turn 6, we're going out in the Camel Straight. I think this is the best overtake opportunity, maybe. Then going into Les Combes, who is that is turn 7, 8, and 9. And I've seen a lot of drives going side by side here before, and it should work, but also gotta, of course, gotta be careful on this track. Then down to the heavy braking, turn 10 at Bruxelles, and too little brakes here near far out. Then into turn 11 down on the downhill here, against turn 12, who's Puhun, and you just have to lift off the. Not to, or not, you doesn't have to brake, just lift off the throttle here a little bit. And then to turn 13, 14, after that is Campus, then turn 15, Stavelot, then going to third sector after this corner here. And also to turn 16, you gotta be careful on the left side of the house there, very scary, onto Courbet Porfreret. I think this is a little straight here. To turn 17 here, Blanchimont. Next corner, also gotta be very careful here. Turn 18, and touch the curb there, and it's goodbye. Then into the bus stop chicane, turn 19 and 20, and that is Spa here in Belgium. Then onto the start-finish straight.
Yep, thank you. We see that all 18 drivers has completed their formation laps, so that is good.
It's good to see. We see that Felipe got the Red Bull. I don't know what the car he was supposed to take, but yeah. I'm gonna take it from the top here with Lewis, and if you maybe go in the middle field and see how that goes in the start.
We see that 7 drivers are starting on the medium compound of tires. All drivers are qualified inside the top 10, except Prime Vilsu start on the soft compound of tires. Or
then we're gonna take you through the start. We're waiting for the 5 red lights here at Spa. Tire 2, race spec PS4 Euro Series. We have 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. They are out, and we are off to have a nice and good race here. We see that Luis gets a very good start. We just gotta watch out for Martin Bell and Intervallo right behind him. We see that Martin Bell is trying to go on the outside, but he doesn't make it. Martin Bell's right on the back of Luis now. Is he gonna stay behind, or is he gonna go on the side of him up the radio here? He's staying behind, and it looks like it has went good. Let's go back in the field, see if everyone makes the corner. It looks like
oh no,
it's a Red Bull
out.
That
is TTVI Quicks, but he has miraculously stayed on track. How is it?
How has he survived? I see that Sancho is trying to move off the field and going through. So, oh, and there's a contact between Hades and Prime Vilsu. Hades going around.
Oh,
and Hades is out of the race.
And it's a virtual safety car.
And I think that wasn't like a small crash. I didn't get on the camera, but oh my god.
I think it was just a sort of domino effect. He was spinning around in the middle of the track, and 4 or 5 drivers hit him, I think. So a lot of drivers with wing damage down in the pack now.
Yeah, that's very unfortunately being the one who doesn't get to the finish today. Let's hope that at least no more drivers has to retire. Of course, we see that the virtual safety car came out. It's going to be cool to see how Luis does this, if he gets a good restart and drives away from Martin Bell, or is Martin Bell going to take it the first place from him. See that there is the virtual safety car off, and Luis gets a very good restart here. Martin Bell a second outside now from him.
Yeah. You see Kinkiski has a great start, jumped up 2 places and is now P3. But Philip has jumped up 6 places and is now P12, the best starter so far. Vital, unfortunately, has dropped 7 places.
I forgot to predict the podium. Who do you think will get the podium today?
Ooh, that's a tricky one. I think...
we just have to go to some stage, I think, or... It looks like...
Yeah, he's gone around in the bus stop chicane.
Okay, but your prediction on the podium today?
I'll have to say, I think Martibel is gonna take it today. I think he'll win, and Sanchovic showed great pace in qualifying to set good times on new soft tires. I think he will be P2, and Lewis will be P3. And your calls?
Yeah, I also think Martin Bell could be up there, but I don't know why, but I feel that Kinkiski is gonna take it today. I think that he's gonna do it today. He's very close on Antiviral now, so I'm gonna guess Kinkiski on P1 with Sancho in P2 and Martin Bell in P3. see
See
that
Sancho getting a bad exit there, yeah?
fighting with Prime Vilsu. Can't remember that name from last time. Was he that? Or is
I
there a
think he
reserve
was
maybe?
not present. I think Marcus and TT Valkyrie got these places in the Toro Rosso. As we see
Uh,
Sancho going down the inside of Kinkiski. Will he make the move stick? No. Yes, he will. Or, yeah, he's
so,
fast.
so Sancho lost a few places in the start, and now he's working his back up. We see that they're very close now between Prime Vilsu and Kinkiski. And further back to Babunje. Babunje is getting up a few places, so he's getting up 5 places, so good race from him and Devorn and Felipe. Then we
He's
also
back
get...
in the plate with spell. So the
Oh,
pit
and
penalty.
then the flu breaks late, trying to go on the outside of Prime Wilson into the bus stop chicane. Doesn't make it. Get Babunje on his right side now. Is Babunje going to take it in turn 1?
I think so.
No. It looks like Deadly Flu gets a better exit there. But is he going to go for the inside now? He actually does it. Does he make it though? It looks like he actually makes it. That's a good overtake from Babunje there.
But Deadlift will be keen to get him back before Arush. Will he try to go on the inside or outside? No,
Has
he
to be
won't.
careful up there with the dirty air too. It can make you lose control and then you're out. And you also gotta watch out for time penalties up there. But now we see Deadly Flu on the outside of Babunje onto the camel straight. Then he makes it. Doesn't make it too. The house doesn't make it too hard for him. We see that
Yeah, he has to
Sancho.
DRS, so
Sancho has been gotten overtaken by Kinkiski now, with Prime Vills right on back. Is Prime Vills going to take on the inside into the next corner? It looks like he may be going it, and he goes for it. Side by side now. Is there...
oh,
There's a little bit of contact there, but I think it looks great.
yeah, great overtake from Prime Wilson. Up 5 places now. What a great start from the Torosso driver.
Yeah, but it also looks the top 3 drivers getting these gaps between them.
Yeah, Lewis has had a great start so far, and also Martin Miller and Tabarlo is keeping their heads cool. So Kinkiski has been battling with the Prime Wilson and Sancho all race. Has lost a lot of time.
I
So
also
he'll be
think
keen
that
to gain that back now.
yeah, this is also a track where there are lots of time penalties also. So when we come to the finish line on lap 22, we just have to see how that goes too with the time penalties, because that can change a lot. Now we see Sancho right on the back of Prime Vilsu going inside now, and he has to. I think he has to let the throttle there a little bit, not spin around. And then we have Deadly Flu trying on the inside, or very late on the brake, so it doesn't make it. I think. No.
He also cuts that corner, will get a penalty. No, he does not. But loses a lot of places though. Will Tango go pass on the inside? Yes, he does. Tango up to P8 and Deadly Flu down to P9.
See, a lot of good driving here now. I got TT Vor right in the back of VTOD now. He's going to get a DRS on the camel straight. Do you think we'll get it then?
Maybe. Deadly Flu getting a bad exit up a roof, but it actually saves it. Very well done. Dylan Warren on the outside, and he's passed on the medium tires.
Sancho tries to take Prime Wheels, but I think he takes back. I think Sancho missed the brake point a little bit.
Yep.
Let's look at the tires of the ones who had pitted. They've actually gotten mediums. Could that be a sign of the rain, maybe, that we're gonna see later on? Because pitting on the start, I would go on hards to the last lap, but of course we know that it's gonna be rain, so I think that's why we see them on medium tires.
Yeah, true that, but also they may be going for 2-stop.
That
We
could
don't
be
know
all.
yet.
They could maybe lose a lot of time then. I don't know how this track is with 1 and 2 step with a big, or if it is a big difference.
Yeah. We'll see. We don't know so much quite yet, but even if
Vita
you
now
let.
getting overtaken by Felipe now. I think Vita got a
Oh,
bad
yellow
exit
flag.
because it was right on the back of Devor, and that's a Red Bull of T2 Icook, so spin around, I think. But now got Vita right on the back of Felipe. He's gonna go for the dive now, or staying behind. He's staying behind, I think. Yeah, a little bit late on brakes, showing his car, then showing that he's there and want to go get past him. We said Vita
No.
is soft tires, he's faster than Felipe also, but both drivers get the DRS on TG Warren. But
Yep.
we also see that Sancho is losing a little bit to the two drivers in front of him. Vilsu now, just 3 tenths behind Kikiski. Has the DRS wing open now. He's gonna go for it on the outside or inside. Looks like he's trying on the outside. Will it work though? Oh, they're side by side now. And it looks like he gets a better X there, but Kikiski won't give him that place and stays on the inside there and pushes him a little bit out, gives Sancho the chance to go on the inside there. And it looks like he makes it. It's a good overtake from Sancho.
Wilson touched the back of him, but that's a payback from Sancho, because Wilson got him a few laps ago. So Sancho will be keen to get past Kikiski and Mercedes, but they're still losing time to the front three, so I think we'll see.
Oh, look, Warren or Philip was inside each other. I think the game lagged a little bit, but they're so close now. The Vita on soft tires, so he should be a little bit faster still. Warren misses an end plate too, and Vita gets the overtake done there. That's a good overtake from the Williams.
Yeah, he has to defend Williams' honor now that Haddis is gone.
Yeah, so, if we look at the map, we see the top 3 cars making a big gap, so we got 3 cars right on the back of each other, big gap, 3 cars right on the back of each other, big gap again, and then 3 cars again. We'll see that it's Vitad going around Philippe on the outside there.
Yep.
And Deadly Flu misses the braking point into the lost corner a little bit.
Yeah, he's lost it a few times now. Maybe he hasn't practiced that yet. You see Tango going around the outside, trying to.
Did you see that? Did you see what I see?
Yeah, I think that was rain.
Yeah, because that's a glitch in the game. Every time when the rain starts, you see it's like you see a lot of rain in half a second, and then disappears, and that means that the rain is coming. So actually, then I can't see any raindrops yet, though.
Oh, yeah, I don't see many of them either, but.
Yeah,
now I see them.
TV pod.
Oh, Sancho is almost round.
If you go on TV pod, you can see it. And that rain came very early, though. So, what I think that now the drivers start on soft could be on a dream strategy. It depends on how bad the rain is gonna be.
Yep. Yeah, but the soft tires are getting very worn now. They have a lot of tire wear. So. Maybe they don't go into the pits for inters yet, but will the soft tires be good enough up our Rouge for 3-4 more laps?
Yeah, maybe if we also look at the soft tires here, see they're getting a little bit dark there, and we've got a lot of wear on them now. I'm not going to do the same mistake as last time, because the tires are not tired, they just got a lot of tire wear. See, Prime Wilson right in the back of Kikiski is going to do it in the last chicane. Looks like Kikiski got a better straight line speed than him. Could it be the setup or just the ERS mode? You see that Prime Wilson is in half lap and he doesn't have much ERS left. See. Oh, and he goes for the dive on the inside into button chicane, and it looks like he makes it. That's a very good overtake from the Toro Rosso there.
Yeah, you see Sancho has pulled away a bit actually, and his pace is better than the 2 other drivers, I think.
I think he wants to get up to top 3.
He already gains a lot of time, but it's important to be careful up our Rouge now. You can lose the race if you're not careful enough. Most drivers doing a great run there. Kikiski right on the back of Prime Wilson. He got a great run out of our Rouge down the Camel Straight. Will he pick the outside or the inside? He picks the outside line. And he's passed. I think he's done it.
And Prime Wilson has gone too much. Prime Wilson was too much on the inside curb there, I think, or the grass has spun around. I don't know if the guys are being damaged.
And he destroys Deadly Flu's race. That was a bad re-entry from the Toro Rosso driver.
I didn't get it to get on camera, so Prime Wilson went out in track, and there's the new virtual safety car now.
Stroll will have said it
what's happening
good.
Here, though?
Okay. I think it's an illegal overtake, so they're just letting him past. But Stroll said it very good about Prime Wilson's re-entry there. He just came back on the track like a fucking idiot. But yeah, well, do you think someone will risk a pit stop under the virtual safety car, or?
We see that Luis has just entered the third sector, and as we talk about it, the virtual safety car goes in again. And we didn't get any close gaps right now between the drivers. Yeah, the ring. So it's almost 2 seconds between everyone now. We got Kiski 1.3 seconds behind Sancho. Now on the broadcast camera, we can start to see a few drops, but not so much. But if you go on TV pod, we can see the rain much better. And the soft tires should be starting to get very tired. No, not tired, but they get a lot of tire. They got a lot of tire right now, and won't be so easy to drive on, I think.
Yeah, but I don't think it's Inter's where yet. A good call for when to go on Inter's is that DRS gets disabled. So
Yeah.
we will have to look out for that.
That's what I always if we start on dry and get wet race later on, I always wait until the DRS is disabled, because until then the slick tires are faster than the intermediates or wet.
You see Queasy going into the pits, and he has a 5-second penalty. But what tires are is he going on? Going for the Inters he already? Yes, he is. So it will be important for the other drivers to see how he manages.
Yeah, because if you're going to broadcast camera, we just didn't see so much rain, so I think it could be a little bit too early. But if not, he's just trying to undercut them a lot.
I think he's going out on top of Rouge here. I think it's too early for Inters, and he will spin.
Let's go look.
He comes up to Rouge now and has to brake a lot.
Oh. And he'll... Oh, it was it.
Yeah, it's definitely the wrong tires now.
It's too early.
Way too early for the Racing Point driver. But he had to change his wing, so probably had to go for some tires, and it's a bit stupid to go for soft now and then Inter's in 2 laps time, so
yeah,
I think he didn't really have a
that
choice. But he is struggling for traction at the moment, so not the right call, in my opinion. But we see also a Ferrari go... No, that was just a glitch. But no one's going into the pits yet.
So Tangua has closed very much into Baboon share right now. He's inside the second. Now we see Vita going through pit stop. What will he go on? Is he also...
Probably intermediates. But we'll see. The soft tires are getting a lot of tire wear right now, so...
Which tires are standing with there? That is the medium tires. So he is staying out. And now it's Tanguo 3/10 behind Babunja. He got the DRS, he got the car in overtake. I think it was, yeah, he's going on the outside.
Oh, that's a good one from the Renault driver. Tanguo, the third driver, has shown good pace today, to be quite honest.
Yeah. Like I said, it's a very good place to be a commentator. And we see that still in the top 3 there are big gaps, now there are actually very big gaps between everyone.
You see SS Tiban is closing up on Vita down the Camel Straight as he goes around the outside. The Renault driver is also really fast.
Vita just came out of the pits, I think that could be the reason.
Yeah. And the Renault is past the Williams. You see that Lewis has extended the gap to Martibel with 2 seconds, so he definitely has better pace on these soft tires than Martibel on his softs. But will Lewis go into the pits now? No, he does not. What about the McLaren? Nope. The Ferrari?
I'm starting to see the rain a little bit more on the broadcast camera. They're still light right now. I think the Inters are good yet, but let's see what Sancho does, because he's going into pit stop now. The same is Kiski.
Yeah. Tango stays out, but Bunje stays out. Felipe, he stays out, I think. Now the medium runners are gaining their value.
Kiski is going on Inters and Sancho is going on mediums. It's very exciting to see this, because yeah, we don't know what is best yet. It looks like the slick tires are still fastest.
Yeah. And the Torosso pit crew is standing there with medium tires. So we'll see, can Kiski up our Rouge now? What will the outcome be? He manages, and now it's a Racing Point who is out. It's Kviti. He is really struggling on those Inters.
Yeah, it's just too early. But TTG Warren right in the back of Sancho now, because Sancho just got out of the pits. But now look at the big locker from Warren there. But if we look at the top 5, they're on 9 laps on soft. Right? What are they gonna do? Those tires, it's not so good to be on right now, I think.
No, they're not. So they will struggle up a Rouge either way. Maybe they'll. I don't know if they're waiting for the rain or
We got the
if they
yellow
are
flag,
waiting
and that's the
for.
Toros of Mark. No prime wheels,
Yes.
20 to be eye quick side collided. I think. Let's take a look at that if it's wing damage or anything. Doesn't look like that, but I think we're gonna just, if you take a look at Luis then and see how he drives on 10 laps now with soft. He's almost 3 seconds behind his best time now, so it could be that the tires and the rain.
Bujay dives on the inside of Tango and I think he makes the move stick. Yes, as Tango goes into the pits, and will it be inters or mediums or softs or... I'm actually a bit surprised that no one got on the soft tire because rain is not far away.
Antovarlo almost missed the stick in the radio there, but saves it in. Mark and Bell, loose guys were very good, so it looks like they managed the tires well. We can see on the tires there that yeah, I don't think it doesn't look like those are good tires to be on right now.
You see King Kiski also struggling a lot on those intermediates, though not intermediate time yet. So a lot of laps with just light rain at the moment.
Yeah.
He goes up a Rouge and he also keeps it through.
Creed is being lapped now by the top 3 guys.
Yeah, that's never a good sign. He was, I think he was top 10 before he pitted, so too early.
Yeah, of course he probably wanted to undercut the drivers, but just was too early for him to go into those tires.
Yeah. You see Martin Bell has gained a second again, back on Lewis 1007, so
and
those 3 drivers in front will definitely have a battle.
Has driven away from Warren and is now right in the back of Felipe, because they got 10 laps with mediums, but Sancho only is on fresh mediums here. So I think that he can make it too.
You see the top 3 guys still not pitting.
Oh, and Sancho and Sancho going past him before the fast left corner.
Nice.
It could be that Felipe just lifted the throttle a little bit. I'm not sure.
You see that Kviti is going into the pit. Will he put on dry tires? Yes, he will.
It could be a chance that actually this rain will keep until the end of the race. So maybe we won't see any or whether inters are best.
Yeah. Yeah, that can be. That is also a scenario which we haven't seen yet. But if that is the case, then Sancho is in a very good position with the undercut on the drives in front. He's gaining a lot on them right now.
I can say something for my league race in second division yesterday, that we got it just another way. We started with rain, and it was supposed to be in the whole race, but after or before lap 10, this was Singapore. It stopped raining, but still, it wasn't, the dry tires wasn't ready before lap 29 or 30. It was just like very damp and wet on the track, and here it's just the opposite. It's still dry and not ready for the Inter's tires. And
yellow flags in sector 1. That is King Kiski's round on his intermediates. So we see the driver on the Inter struggling really bad.
Yeah,
but I have to say,
are just too early.
When I raced here in my other league, we had 20 drivers starting and only 9 drivers finishing the race. So really, very many still on the track.
Yeah.
But that is good. You see Vietard right on the back of SST van. He tried to go for the move.
Fresher tires, that could be something too about it.
Yeah, that's definitely an advantage in the rain.
But now just still look at the top 4, 12 laps on those soft tires. What are their plans? Is it going soft intermediates, or because it doesn't look like the rain is so bad? If you go on TV pod, it's still the same as when it came.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't. I would have done the same. I would have waited for intermediates,
VTOD,
but 12 laps, that is really old tires.
just
SSD
Steven going
ban,
to pit. Going into pit, let's see what he is going on.
I will probably be intermediates. Or another set of mediums. I don't. Yeah, it's soft tires, actually.
9 laps on those, that could work. Because right now,
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be any weather for intermediates. Or that intermediates is going to be any option here.
Does anyone have any comments about it? So, if we could see that, we will know a bit more. But those guys on the soft really need to be careful on those now. They will probably be like ice, especially on the rain.
Now,
Martibel has closed up again.
as
To
you
the
see, Sancho on the fresh medium just closing in on the soft drivers. Now, only under half a second behind Bambuja is going to do it now. Oh, it looks much faster on those medium. Oh, Bambuja doesn't want to give him the place, but they're side by side. How does it work? Or Sancho gets the move done.
You see the top three guys going into the pits, Varlo, Martibel and Lewis. And Martibel has the Inters ready. And onto Varlo, which tires does he go on? He goes on the mediums and Lewis also on the mediums. So Martibel here, really going for the gamble on the Inters.
Yeah, I see it in the pit here also, and Babunje also going in, but in the pit it was a little bit more rain it looks like than some other places on the track. Babunje going to another set of soft tires, no mediums, it was, no, wait, huh? Oh, and that's soft.
Babunje goes on, yeah, he goes on another stint of softs, so
But
that's
then
good.
he has to do another pit stop too.
Yeah, he's probably waiting for the Inters, I guess.
Yeah, see Sancho now past Martin Bell, only gets Lewis in front of him. So Martin Bell and no Sancho on a big undercut here.
Yeah. But I think the rain is now worse than the last few laps, so I don't think it's many laps before we see the intermediates coming out.
Yeah, maybe I'll see Vita right in the back of Babunja just came out of the pits, but Babunja should be a little bit faster. Is Vita going for the dive? No, he's just showing himself there. Antavallo, now, it looks like Martin Bell, or I don't know.
Yeah, he's struggling.
Yeah, the
As we
was that car spinning around?
that's quit a lap. It's a racing point.
It's just too early for the intermediates. And Martin Bell, who's fighting about the driver title or driver championship, has he done a mistake now? Maybe.
Yeah, it will look that way, but if it now is Inter's weather in the next 2 laps, he has made a very good strategy call. So we'll never know. If those drivers up ahead has to pit for other tires, as it's a virtual safety car, but if the drivers up ahead will have to pit for Inters later on, then Martin Bell has done a really good strategy call. So it's still an open race, nothing is yet decided. As Martin Bell goes into the pits, then it's not.
Yeah, he's using the virtual safety car, going back on probably slick tires.
Yeah, but it is. I think it's raining more now than it was a few laps ago.
Yeah, I think that a lot of drivers are not sure what to do today.
It goes on another set of softs.
Yeah.
Will he come out ahead of Babunje? I think DR is enabled. I think he will.
Tires will last to the end of the race, so it could work. Lewis just forming a bigger gap on Sancho with now 3.5 seconds almost.
He hasn't lost a single position though. Or he lost 1 position to Tango, but he's right behind him, so I think he will gain that back pretty soon.
Lewis looking really strong here today. I think or of course it's still 7 laps and we see that the rain not so much or it doesn't get any better, it's actually a little bit worse, not so much, but I think we got something to look at. But we got TTG Warren on SST ban now. Oh, had to go on the cutter.
Gets the corner and he doesn't get the place.
But Now Martin Bell
Unfortunately,
is right on the back of Tengu, but he is still 17 seconds behind the top 3. So I think Martin Bell, or right now, it looks like he could have done a mistake. Especially if the rain gets much worse now and so they actually have to go on the Inter's tires.
yeah. Yeah, it's I don't quite know what is going to happen. But it's
Some
I know
Sarge,
one thing for sure.
some
And that
Sarges
is
also
it's
went
not.
on intermediates, and we got Prime Bills right in the back. So the Inters aren't just the tires for now. They're
No,
just too
they are
early.
not guitars.
But look,
And
Felipe
he's
on
struggling.
Babunje now. He's gonna go for the dive. It looks like maybe. Oh, both drivers very late on the brakes there.
We see Martin going past for P4 on Tango. But Babunje has the inside line, that will be an advantage. And he probably yes, he does. Or Philip tries to switch back, and he makes it work. That's a really good move from the Red Bull driver, who stays ahead into Rouge and Radilon, actually.
Now
But
Babunje is right on the back. He got the DRS now. I think he will do it. Won't be so hard for him to do it. I think, or maybe see that Felipe doesn't want to give him the place back. Babunje makes it back. But yeah,
as we see a Renault off in Rouge, that it's SST ban, but he's still on the track.
he's lost in a wing though. Oh, he loses his soul. He lost his soul wing.
And it's a virtual safety car.
We haven't seen a safety car, but this is the third virtual safety car we see here today.
Yeah, isn't it the fourth?
I'm not sure. Maybe it could be.
Third or fourth.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised that we haven't seen any real safety cars yet.
Yeah.
Maybe the damage is unreduced or something. I don't quite know.
But then the closest we got right now is Filippo and Babunje fighting for a P6. Both on very fresh soft tires.
That will be a fight we could follow to the end of the race.
But the rain came very early. I think it's been here for 10 laps now. And there still looks not so bad. 5 laps left of the race.
Didn't the strategy say we were going to see heavy rain at the end of the race? So maybe not the worst rain has come yet. Maybe it will come on lap 19. And then it's not so... what's it called again?
The worst thing that can happen is that on lap 21 or 22 that the rain just comes so fast that it's so slippery out there. That's the worst thing that could happen there.
If you're on dry tires up a Rouge on lap 21 and you slip, then you are really in trouble.
Yeah.
You see SST Band going into the pits to change his front wing. Probably go on another set of softs, or do you think he'll try the Inters? It's nothing to lose from going on the Inters.
No, it's also smart going on Inters, and he's not going on Inters, so he's setting on medium tires.
Yeah, but he has no chance of points, I think, if he goes on the medium tire. So he could have gone on the Inters and maybe took a gamble that would have paid off. I don't know.
Of course, the drivers know more about, than us about weather and how it is.
True that, true that. You see Felipe right on the back of Babunje. Felipe has done a really good race today. He's gained 11 places.
Yeah, he skipped. He doesn't get in to the qualifying, so that's a very good run today by the Red Bull driver.
So far, he is actually my driver of today. Do you have a drive today so far?
No, I think I'm gonna wait for it to end.
Yeah, good call. Babunje gets a really bad exit there, so I think Felipe has a good chance of getting past into the bus stop chicane. Will he try it into the corner though? No, he does not. He waits for the opportunity.
Givorn has went for a little bit far out. See that also every driver has done a pit stop. See Martin Bell got 2 pit stops. YWR Marcus, TTI Quakes, also they got 2 stops, also Queety and SST Bell actually got 3 pit stops. And that's the Toro Rosso is just Taurus of Marcus. He has went around and lost, no, he has only lost end plate.
He doesn't have the brightest chance of points paying position at the moment, but we'll try.
But right, as we talk about that, Samsashi going to the pit, what is he on? He is on the inters. Does he realize that it's gonna be dry out the race, or?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, soft tires.
But I think the drivers who went on inters during the race are kicking themselves right now. Because that wasn't the right strategy to go on at the time.
So now every driver are back on the slicks now, and Martin Bell, I think he did a mistake because he's on P4 and he was in fight about the victory. Because we never know about the time penalties, of course, and drivers could make mistakes. So yeah, and then we got Marcus after the races. That's in Rushall.
It's a virtual safety car.
Damn, we got a lot of those.
But yeah, 4 laps left, no safety cars. So I think this is a new record for me. I've never seen 5 virtual safety cars in one race.
See who got the fastest lap. That is also loose in a 147.7, and I don't think anyone's gonna take that because of the rain we got here.
As Antivallo goes into the pits, what tires will he go on? He goes on the intermediates. Oh, that's a bold.
And it's smart of him doing it with a virtual safety car because of and Mark Bell. What goes? Is it time for intermediates now? Maybe.
Maybe it is. I saw DRS getting enabled, but we see, yeah, those two going for the pits. But Bunje also into the pits. What about Weetad? He stays out. What about Prime Vilsu? What will he do? He'll stay out.
Martin Bell loses more places now. This is not a good day for the McLaren driver. Also fighting in the constructor and driver title. And today he's alone in McLaren, so this is not a good day for McLaren.
Nope.
Because we get Atavarlo on P3 now. So currently, I think that Ferrari will go up in the lead in the constructor.
No.
I'm not sure.
So
I don't know if they use the real point system here. I haven't learned so much about it yet, but that's something I'm going to find out in the next race. Because in our league we use another point system. Try to find it out now.
But I think the Inters is now looking much better than I did earlier. I think Martival has done a really good strategy call here.
We can take an example. Look at Babunje. He's a half a second behind G Warren.
I think the Inters are faster than Slicks right now. It is a bold shot, but Martival is gaining heavily on Vitad, who is struggling for grip. And the two drivers in the lead, they stay out, lap 20 of 22. I think DRS is still active though.
Yeah, I think it is. But now we got Martin Bell writing back Vitad.
Yeah, DRS is still active.
Yeah, so Martin Bell is now still right behind Vita, so could the intermediate really good tires? I'm sorry about being tired today.
You see, Babunje has gone on Inters, but is now right back on the soft, so a really bad strategy call from the Haas driver. And we see the other drivers on the Inters still surviving. Martin Bell has gone past, as you said. I think honestly the Inters look much greater than the softs right now. We have seen Antivarlo gain 3 seconds on the drivers ahead. So
But look at Sancho, who has been fighting up in the field and is now P3 right behind Lewis. This could be an exciting fight for the win.
Yep. And but they have to be careful to not risk too much now, because if they don't spin, they probably have the race win in their pockets. One of them. This Sancho is closing up heavily on Lewis right now, as the Red Bull is rounding a Rouge that is TTV iQuicks on the soft tires. As Lewis almost goes round, Sancho is also almost goes round.
And there's a Renault of Steven getting out of the pits now.
On the soft tires, I think
Could
that's
this,
a wrong.
Yeah, but could this help Lewis get DRS maybe, or is he too far behind?
No, too far behind. Up a Rouge and Lewis. Oh, Sancho! Oh, that's a really good save from the Racing Point driver. Lewis was very cautious up a Rouge there and keeps the position that way. Sancho looks like he has better pace right now. But we see them both struggling hard on these conditions. So Antivarlo gaining many seconds, but will it be enough to gain a place? I don't think so.
Yeah, it's now a little bit over 1 lap again left, so I think this could be something to look at. But also we got Prime Vilse right on the back of TTG Warren now. No, back off the back of VTOD.
So the yellow flag sit with that is TTV iQuicks on soft compound of tires.
Has gone into the house that we talked about, the information lap. Yeah, it looks like it.
Sancho has much better pace than Lewis on the wet conditions. You see Babunje also going past some Saji into on the Camel Straight. We see Lewis and Sancho is going into the final lap of the Belgian Grand Prix at Spa-Francorchamps. Lewis has under a second down to the Racing Point behind him. And DRS is still active, but they are really struggling on these conditions right now.
As you see, I think the TTGD War has spun around.
That's not good for a Mercedes driver. But we'll see them up a Rouge now. Will any of them take the chance to risk a little bit more and get more speed? Sanjowitz has really great exit speed. He closes up to the Alfa Romeo ahead of him. He has much more pace. Will he try to go for the dive? Lewis defends, and he actually defends the position. DRS is now disabled.
Now, let's see Martin Bell. Can he get back up to P4, but then maybe? This is very exciting because now, right on the last lap, then these tires are the best. But we are gonna look at Sancho and Lewis fighting about the victory here today on Spa, and it looks like Sancho, he's like so close, but this is enough. And where will he get the chance? I think the best chance, or where he gotta go for it, is in the bus stop chicane. And Martin Bell goes past the Guo into after the Camel Straight. Now they're closing in to the last corners, closing in on sector 3. They're now in turn 15, going into third sector now, and it looks like Lewis gets a better exit and has Sancho lost a chance of winning the race now.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, he is 8 tenths behind. This is gonna be, I don't know how, and Antarog gets another 3-second time penalty.
But he...
Both drive missing there. Will he go for the dive now? Oh no, he got stayed behind. It's too dangerous to go and dive. But let's take a look at the time penalty. But Luis then getting ready to cross the line in P1, but does he get it? Yeah, he does. And Sancho goes into P2. Antavarlo coming onto the straight now. What does he get? He gets P3 currently. But that go to Martin Bell, who's a little bit behind there. He was missed a little bit on the strategy, but he came back up and at least he gets a point. But I think with that, since Samsaj is out of top 10, Martin Bell or McLaren still lead. But Martin Bell crosses the line in P4. Tanguo into his Renault coming right now. Can he take Martin Bell on time penalties? I don't think so. He doesn't. Then URL Felipe started on the last place because the P6, good run from the Red Bull. Then Toro Rosso of Prime Wheels going in, crossing the line on P7. Vita now. The only Williams crossing the line today. What does he get? P8. Baboon J then coming into the bus stop chicane. Will he take someone on time penalties?
He has a few, I think, so
yeah.
he will probably lose a place.
Babunje going to the 9th place, then TTG D Warren. Does he take someone? Yeah, he goes past Babunje up to P9 Subsage, then he's just taking it very calm. He has nothing to win on. So gets P11, and then we got Steven and P12 and P13 we got Kviti. But then we got Lewis taking the win here today after pole position. Good driven from the Alfa Romeo. Do you have anything to say about his driving today?
It has been really good. Although Sanchez looked like they had better pace at the end of the medium stint on the wet conditions, Lewis was still able to hold on. And the Inters, if it had been 3 more laps, I think the Inters would have won it. I think Aldervalo then would have stood on the top of the podium ahead of Martin Bell. But it's only 22 laps here at Spa-Francorchamps. And Lewis wins a good race, a deserved winner.
Yeah. So, driver of the day, who do you think it is? Or from your side?
Lewis had a really good drive because he won the race, but I don't think I would have put him as my driver today. URL Philip actually impressed me really and gained 12th position during a chaotic race where he managed to stay on the right strategy in difficult conditions.
Yeah.
So he's my driver today.
Yeah, I think the same because he missed the qualifying, came and had to start on the back, and this is a track where a lot can happen in the first laps. It looks like he did very good, got 12 places up, so my driver today also go to Felipe, very good drive for him, but also very good drive for all the other drivers. And with that, we are finished with Belgium in Tire 2 PS4 Euro Series Season 2, and yeah, I don't have anything else to say then. Remember to come back next week, then we're going to is Monza?
Yes, it's
yeah.
Monza.
Another very famous and good track. I'm really looking forward to it. Lots of overtakes, and especially turn 1 is going to be exciting to see. But yeah, thanks for joining us here today. I hope you see you next week, and goodbye.